Landed in Dhaka and was welcomed by Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. From the airport, Prime Minister Modi then went to the National Martyrs Memorial, where he participated in a wreath-laying ceremony and planted a sapling. Now, Prime Minister Modi also signed the visitors' book at National Martyrs Memorial in Dhaka and wrote, and I'm quoting here, "Their valor will continue to inspire future generations to fight injustice and defend the cause of righteousness." And for more on this, we are now being joined by our principal diplomatic correspondent Siddhant Sibal from Dhaka. Siddhant, what can you tell us about the public sentiment at this point?
Well, a very positive public sentiment here in Bangladesh. The Bangladeshi people are happy, the government is happy that the Prime Minister of the world's largest democracy is taking part in their celebration, the 50th anniversary celebration. This is a momentous occasion for the country. In fact, if you are in Dhaka, you can see across Dhaka there are flags of India, there are flags of Bangladesh, there are flags of the father of the nation of Bangladesh, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the Indian Prime Minister, the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina. So it is a celebratory look here in Dhaka. In fact, in the night, the entire city has been lit up to celebrate this important occasion. So primarily on the ground, the people are really happy about it. There are positive views about it. The Indian Prime Minister is participating in the grand finale of almost a month-long celebration, which saw leaders of South Asian countries also coming to Dhaka. So a whole host of visits happening here. But by and large, this occasion is also about the celebration of this relationship, the Dhaka-Delhi relationship, whose foundation was laid in 1971 war, the liberation war of Bangladesh, the India-Pakistan war, which of course led to the creation of the modern state of Bangladesh. So in a sense, this will see a lot of symbolic things happening. The Bangladeshi Prime Minister reached at the airport, which of course is protocol given to the Indian Prime Minister at the highest order. And then of course we know that he also met the Indian community, a diverse section of people he met here in Dhaka so far. Later this evening we will saw the two important events where the Indian Prime Minister will be participating when it comes to the celebration of the 50th anniversary of the independence of Bangladesh.
Yes, Siddhant, I was just going to come to that. Could you just walk us through the events of the rest of the day now?
Well, by and large, the two events which are left will see the Indian Prime Minister speaking. We know that the next event is the celebration of the independence anniversary of Bangladesh, and the Indian Prime Minister will be speaking there. He will be highlighting the close partnership between India and Bangladesh, the Shonali Adhyay, the golden age of this relationship, which has seen a lot of high-level engagements. In fact, this is a high-level engagement coming in the backdrop of the virtual summit which happened between the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina in December, in which the focus was connectivity. In fact, as a gift to the people of Bangladesh, Indian Prime Minister will be gifting 1.2 million doses of India-made COVID vaccines. Bangladesh has already got 9 million doses, and of course Bangladesh stands out in the region for getting the maximum number of India-made vaccines. So largely the next two events will be about celebration of relationship. The Bangabandhu Bapu digital exhibition will be jointly launched by both the Indian Prime Minister and the Bangladeshi Prime Minister. So today is a day of celebration. Today is a day of talking about this relationship, which of course is based on people-to-people interaction. The fact that the Indian mission here in Bangladesh is one of the busiest, in fact the most busiest in terms of giving visas, shows that how many Bangladeshis travel to India for many things, whether it's education, whether it is medical tourism. These are the things that a lot of Bangladeshis come for to India. So largely these are the two important events. Tomorrow, of course, he will go outside Dhaka, he will go to temple, and he will of course take part in talks with the Prime Minister of Bangladesh.
Yes, absolutely, Siddhant. And also now, from what we've been discussing so far, there is the issue of defense cooperation, and also bilateral trade ties are going to be in special focus as well. So what can we expect on that front now?
Well, in terms of trade, both sides are increasingly engaging with each other. India is the largest trading partner of Bangladesh. We know that to increase trade and connectivity, India is opening a lot of inland waterways, and especially it benefits India's northeast region because that is the region that can get the facility of Bangladeshi ports. In terms of defense, we know that Indian Navy has been visiting Bangladeshi ports. Bangladeshi ships have been visiting Indian ports, and of course recently India gave mortars to Bangladesh. So in terms of defense, security, it is a close partnership for the wider benefit of the region.
All right, Siddhant, thank you so much for joining us with all those live updates. We will come back to you soon. That was Siddhant live with us from Dhaka. But earlier he also spoke to members of the Indian diaspora who welcomed Prime Minister Modi at his hotel in Dhaka. Let's just listen in.
Well, the Indian Prime Minister is here in Bangladesh. He got a rousing welcome at the airport. The Bangladeshi Prime Minister herself was present at the airport. And he also got rousing welcome by the Indian community members here in Bangladesh at the hotel, where he is saying, let's talk to them about how do they feel about the Indian Prime Minister and meeting him at the foreign soil. Let's start with you, sir. How do you feel your daughter was able to meet the Prime Minister?
We got to meet our Honorable Prime Minister, and it gives us a very strong confidence and support that that he is here, and both the countries are now seeing the best of relation, as we say. Neighborhood first, and Bangladesh is number one. So I'm very happy about this visit, and it will also help me in my future years in Bangladesh. And the Honorable Prime Minister came out of the red carpet to meet my daughter and also gave her Ashirwad. It's a very, very happy and a pride moment for me.
You got the Ashirwad, the blessings by the Indian Prime Minister here in Dhaka. How do you feel?
I feel very happy and good that I get to meet him in person and so close.
I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed, and I feel I am blessed to get his blessings in form of my daughter. So I'm really privileged.
There are other community members, especially wearing a specific shirt with the Indian Prime Minister and the Indian map as well, and holding the flags. How do you feel, sir?
We are feeling very thrilled, and it was a pleasure to see the PM so closely. Like, it was a memorable day for us, and the PM even spoken to our daughter, and then he very much closely interacted with all of us. So it was a very proud moment for us, and we will be cherished for this for a long time. So it was a very pleasure to meet with him.
And you met the Prime Minister. How much happy you are?
Very much.
She got blessing from him, and it was really great day for us also to see him so closely. And really, we are very much excited.
Let's go to the last batch of youngsters. How you feel?
This is for what we are. Actually, this is for what matters for us. Well, prime ministers, lots of prime ministers will come, lots of prime ministers will go. But this is the thing that matters the most. And it was really great to meeting PM. Like, the way he interacted with the people here was totally fantastic, and always a great pleasure.
And one house has become an immortal witness to the history of Bangladesh's independence against Pakistan. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the father of the nation of Bangladesh, was brutally murdered in that house. The Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, will visit the historic house in Dhaka on the occasion of the Golden Jubilee of Bangladesh's independence and the birth centenary of Bangabandhu. Our correspondent, Lekmina Jasmine Soma, has more on this.
It is not just a house made of bricks, wood and stone, but the history of Bangladesh's independence against Pakistan. This is the house of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the dreamer of Bangladesh. The house is now the Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Memorial Museum.
This is the house where father of the nation Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman lived with his family from 1960 on till his death. Every step of Bangladesh's freedom struggle was conducted from this house. But unfortunately, in 1975, father of the nation, the architect of Bangladesh, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, was brutally killed in this house.
Memories of Bangabandhu, his wife, Fasila Tunesa Mujib, 3 sons, 2 daughters, and many others in the family are scattered in every part of the house. Upon entering the building, a large portrait of Bangabandhu was seen on the ground floor when the heads of state or government come from abroad. They lay wreaths here. The Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, will come here to pay homage to Bangabandhu because the history of the two countries is inextricably linked. Neighboring India fought side by side with Bangladeshis to snatch independence from Pakistan in 1971. The pictures arranged in the first room downstairs speak of history. Here are photographs of Bangabandhu's conversations and exchanges of greetings with the governments and heads of state of different countries of the world at the time. The room next to this room was Bangabandhu's study. He also used to write while sitting here. From here he sent the Declaration of Independence in 1971. Bangabandhu used the first room on the second floor. The next room was his bedroom. The next room belongs to his daughter, Sheikh Rihanna and Sheikh Hasina, current Prime Minister of Bangladesh. Among the various exhibits in the rooms are toys for his son, Sheikh Russell. Besides, there are many other things, including the spectacles used by Bangabandhu. There are bullet marks of assassins all over the house. Unfortunately, Sheikh Mujib could never stay in this house for long. The government of Pakistan used to keep him in jail whenever he took to the streets to assert the rights of Bengalis. Tufail Ahmed, a close associate who gave the title of Bangabandhu to Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, spoke to WION.
I think Bangladesh was created through his birth. After the establishment of Pakistan, he was the only person who realized that this Pakistan was not for the Bengalis. Bengalis must be the destiny makers of Bengal. With this aim, he sowed the seed of freedom through the language movement in 1952. For this, he spent 30 long years in a dark prison. When the government came to power in Pakistan, it was the same government that imprisoned Bangabandhu. But even then, Bangabandhu never bowed his head to them.
The house witnessed many ups and downs, including the movement against the Pakistani ruler Ayub Khan in 1962, the Six-Point Movement of 1966, the election of 1970, and the non-cooperation movement in early 1971. House number 32 was the focal point of all these movements, including planning, exchanging views with the leaders and workers of the party, and listening to the sufferings of the common people.
Even if Mujib was killed, no one could kill his ideology. He had two dreams. One is to establish a society free from exploitation. The other, the independence of Bangladesh. And that is why he said in his speech on March 7th, this time the struggle is for the liberation. The struggle is for our freedom. He has brought independence, but the issues of freedom could not be resolved. He started that work, but the assassins brutally killed him along with his family. We all Mathua fans are waiting for him. May his visit be a success, and it is desirable that we get the opportunity to receive him.
This house of Bangabandhu has now turned into a museum so that everyone can see the house as an integral part of the history of Bangladesh. The house was handed over to Sheikh Hasina, daughter of Bangabandhu, in 1981. Sheikh Hasina handed over the house to Bangabandhu Memorial Trust for conversion into a museum. The trust turned the house into a museum. It was named Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Memorial Museum. Interestingly, this house of Bangabandhu is number 10. The house was on that road before. It was number 32. The house is now known by the name of the road. It's now number 11. However, most people do not know this number. Everyone knows it as 32 number. Bureau Report, WION. World is one.